Howdy. Good afternoon. My name is Nora Cargo, and I'm a proud staff member of Scholarships and Financial Aid. On behalf of Vice President Joe Pettibon and the Enrollment and Academic Services Professional Development Committee, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 Pillars of Excellence Award Ceremony and Develop and Thrive Workshop. It is an understatement to say that 2020 has been a challenging year. And while we celebrate our Pillars of Excellence Award recipients today, we would also like to acknowledge and express sincere appreciation to all of our hardworking colleagues from across the division. Thank you for taking time to be with us today. We do look forward to gathering again in person in the future. To begin today's program, please welcome our leader, Vice President of Enrollment and Academic Services, Joe Pettibon.
Well, howdy. Certainly is unusual times, and appreciate you joining us. Glad to see everybody socially distanced and having their masks on. But it's nice to see people in person. So thank you to all of you who are joining us on the live stream as well. Look forward to the day that we'll be able to host something like this and have all of the division able to attend and participate. Today is about congratulating our award winners. We celebrate you and all that you do and the contributions you make to the division and to Texas A&M University. I do not envy the panel of judges that we had who had to make decisions about the award recipients, as we had a number of nominations and quite frankly, the number of people who are doing outstanding work over the last certainly 8 months, but even well before that, is pretty clear. For all the staff joining on the live stream again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to honor our colleagues and partake of the professional development opportunity with Shayla Rivera that will begin at 3:30. The Enrollment and Academic Services Professional Development Committee has been working to plan this event really for almost a year. And I'm so glad that as we continue to navigate our way through this pandemic, that we are able to present awards in person today. That decision was not entered into lightly and not without some level of concern. So I appreciate everybody cooperating with us today. Thank you to the Professional Development Committee for hosting today's event. And let me give you a few kind of state of the division remarks and highlight a few things that are happening. Obviously we've been having the open forums and town hall meetings, and so I think in some respects there's been a lot of communication about what's going on. But one of the things that was really driven home in one of the comments after the last town hall meeting was, can you share some more positive things about what's going on? I think we get focused a lot on, and rightfully so, on the things that we have to do and the way in which we have to adapt and making sure that we're maintaining the level of I don't want to say compliance, but the level of shared responsibility in protecting all of us who work here at the university, as well as protecting our students and their families. And I just thought I would share a few things, though. And I know you know these things, but it's important, I think, to hear them. We are obviously one of the largest universities in the country, if not the largest. And the reality is we have more people pursuing a degree from Texas A&M University today than ever before in our history. And that means something. I mean, we don't work at an institution like Texas A&M University without believing in some respects about what this institution represents. And there are 71,000 plus students who are currently enrolled, pursuing a dream that they have, in large part because of the work that this group does. I mean, obviously, we're not part of the faculty, we're not teaching in the classroom, but we do the work that helps them apply to the university, enroll in the university, be able to afford to come here, and all the work that goes behind the scenes to make all of our offices work, and then ultimately to graduate from Texas A&M and move on and find a degree. And we have an active role with virtually every student that walks through the doors of Texas A&M. And that's amazing to think about how many students that we are really impacting right now with the work that we're doing. One of the things that hasn't gotten a whole lot of publicity yet is we are right now, the students who returned this fall represented the highest first-year retention rate that we have ever had at Texas A&M University, almost at 95% for those students who are attending the main campus, which is a remarkable accomplishment, something that we want to see above 95, and we even have gotten to the point where we think there's an opportunity perhaps to stretch that as high as 97% as an institution. There's a lot of work that has to go into that, but every one of those students that returns is somebody who's continuing to pursue their degree. And when we first started the Student Success Initiative within the university, we were at 92, just over 92%, and wanted to get to 95% in terms of that first-year retention. And why? Well, in one part, it's because that's what we should be doing, but another part, that 3% difference was 300 different individuals' lives that were impacted. So the fact that we're almost there, we're bringing in more students, or returning more students who are continuing to invest in their future and being able to improve and accomplish the goals that they have for them. But it doesn't stop after first-year retention. Our four-year graduation rate has now exceeded 60% for the first time. And again, a remarkable accomplishment to the effort that goes into trying to help students be successful, to remove barriers to them while they're on campus. And we do that in lots of different ways, whether it's through the advising we have, whether it's through working through different policies around registration, making classes available, whether it's additional resources in terms of aid dollars. There's just a lot of things that we are working towards to make that happen. We often talk about how we're over $800 million in financial aid every year. And that number just seems to roll off every year. It just gets higher and higher and higher, which is a good thing. But one of the things that is unusual about this particular year is we put an additional $31 million that our folks have had to deal with that we've been able to put in the hands of students through several different emergency aid type programs. And that's the money that we got from the federal government, money that we got from the state government, money that the university invested, as well as money from donors and people who are friends and care about Texas A&M University. And everybody working to make sure that those who have been impacted from a financial standpoint who are attending this university are being helped. And $31 million, I don't know about you, but it's a huge sum of money. And so a lot of great work that's gone into that and a lot of resources being able to provide. One of the things you obviously think about and worry about in a job market like this during a pandemic is, are the job opportunities there for our students? And the latest information I've gotten from the Career Center suggests that it's absolutely true, that there are job opportunities, companies are hiring. We are seeing more job postings this fall than we have before, and it's up significantly. Now, part of that, I would argue, is the result of some slowdown in hiring back in the spring and summer. But part of it is, again, the quality of the students that we are producing and the fact that our economy is moving in the right direction and people want to hire students who graduate from Texas A&M. And so there's a lot of good news on that front. And me having recently had my daughter get married in August and graduate from A&M, and she married a guy who I'm happy to say now has a job. So I was not really worried about that, but it certainly is one of those things when you're starting out life in a pandemic, it brings a different level of concern. And so, again, good news for our students, and I have to say good news for my family. Last week, some of you had the opportunity to see or participate in the dedication of the new classroom building on campus. A brand new facility. If you haven't been there, you want to see some level of student life on campus, go to that building. A lot of students are in that facility, studying in that facility, utilizing it, and it was purposely designed to have 2,200 students in it. Well, of course, it doesn't have that number of students in it right now, but there is a lot of student life in that building, and they are using it to study, and they are using it to attend classes. And that building opening this fall in the middle of the pandemic was very fortuitous for the university because it allowed us to have additional classroom spaces to have more face-to-face opportunities for our students. And we have been able to meet and even exceed the goals that the university has set in trying to find the classroom spaces and the opportunities for students to have face-to-face components of their coursework and being able to meet in person. Obviously, the role of the colleges and the faculty and department heads out in the academic departments were hugely instrumental in that, but so has been the work in our registrar's office in working through that. And the reality is, whether it's the registrar's office, whether it's financial aid, whether it's admissions, whether it's the visitor center, every one of our offices has had curveballs thrown at them, and some at the last minute, maybe most at the last minute, it seems like sometimes. And we have adapted and remarkably delivered every single time. And it is amazing to see that work take place. You know, personally, I think all of us have known we have great leaders, we have great workers, we have great individuals who are dedicated to the success of Texas A&M University within the division. And one positive aspect of the pandemic has been our ability to demonstrate that over and over and over again. So I thank all of you for the work that you have done in making that a reality. Some of the other things from a positive standpoint going on, and again, a little bit on facilities, we have officially broken ground, or maybe unofficially broken ground, on a new instructional lab building that will enhance our chemistry lab spaces on campus, in particular, spaces for architecture, and again, more gathering and study spaces for students. I say unofficially because officially the groundbreaking is November 20th, but they've already started drilling the holes. So that's an exciting new facility for campus. More in our division, though, one of the things that is happening is, or was completed, and kind of a muted grand opening, unfortunately, was the renovations of our visitor center. And if you haven't been in Rudder Tower recently and walked through there, it is literally dark to light, the difference in terms of what you experience when you enter into the visitor center in Rudder Tower. And some great work and effort that really kind of modernized that work. And the good news about that, from my standpoint, is it is temporary. We are actively working to try to raise the resources, and of course the pandemic has slowed us down a little bit, to ultimately build a standalone visitor center that this campus desperately needs, and that the students and families who want to come here have a more welcoming facility that meets or demonstrates the standards that Texas A&M University wants to exemplify. And beyond all the things that have happened in terms of the accomplishments and the curveballs and the work, there's a lot of things that are happening too that are pretty exciting when it comes to the future direction that the group is working in. Along those lines, the work that we are doing right now in admissions, and I don't mean necessarily just the recruitment and the processing of applications, but the way in which we are adapting our admissions processes. I think everybody knows that we have moved to test optional. Nobody really understands, other than perhaps some of our admissions folks, how difficult that actually is. Maybe some of the people who in scholarships who also have to deal with the loss of the SAT and ACT that we rely on for some of our decision making. But we are transforming some of the ways in which we think about admissions. The pandemic and the way in which we're needing to adapt with test optional practices is giving us the chance to really think much more strategically and much more innovatively in the direction of what do we really want our admissions process to work. And I'm really excited about the thought processes and the things that are happening in our admissions office that are moving us forward. Obviously, one of the big initiatives that we have that a lot of you are aware of is this concept of a one-stop shop. We have been talking about it for a number of years, and we are moving forward to really change the way in which we provide services to students on campus, to bring multiple offices, the financial aids office, some of the admissions processing, the registrar, and even student business services, into a single service center that our students can go to, and that will ultimately be located in the general services complex. We're hoping to begin renovations within that facility in the spring, with the idea that hopefully next fall we will have a fully operational integrated student services center or one-stop shop. We're still working on the name. One-stop shop is not the name that we want, and we need to get a name as soon as we can because names tend to stick once you start using them. The classroom building official name is Innovative Learning Classroom Building, not the 21st Century Classroom Building, but we called it that for a long time. So, we're continuing though to work on what are the strategic priorities within the division and within the university to move us forward. And I could go through every single office because no office is sitting here complacent. Everybody is trying to think, how do I do things better? And the good news is we're able to move forward, even now, even with all the additional work, even with the changes and adaptions that we're having to make. We continue to think strategically as a division, and we continue to move the university forward and move our division forward. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of the people in the division who are making that happen. It is a significant task, made more significant by the pandemic, but in some ways, we've really not missed a beat. We have delivered and delivered and delivered. So on this day of celebrating outstanding work within our division, let me acknowledge again and thank each of you for exhibiting the pillar values of enrollment and academic services: excellence, service, adaptability. We always knew that was a core value. Integrity, innovation, and diversity. Our staff have always risen to a high standard, but the extraordinary efforts that have been displayed as we pivoted in March due to the pandemic, and how you continue to adopt and use ingenuity and creativity to serve students and do the work of our division in these challenging times is inspirational. I am grateful to every single one of you for what you have done. For this reason, I worked with the Professional Development Committee to expand our award categories this year and to present more awards in our established categories so that we could recognize our staff's efforts. We just have too many people doing too much good work. That's all backwards. You can never have too many people doing great work, but we're fortunate that we have so many who do. This year we added awards for respect and diversity, innovation, and visionary leader. I appreciate all of the nominators who took time to nominate their coworkers and recognize them for their work. We received 29 nominations, and I commend all of those nominees for the work they have done. Now I'll yield my time to Nora Cargo so she can begin the awards ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pettibon. The Pillars of Excellence Awards were created in 2016 in an effort to recognize outstanding staff within our division. We are fortunate to have so much talent, and we are excited to recognize our award recipients. They each exemplify and embody the pillars on which these awards were based: excellence, service, adaptability, integrity, innovation, and diversity. 2020 definitely provided many opportunities for our division staff to exhibit all of these pillars, especially adaptability and innovation. For the past 4 years, awards have been presented in 3 categories: individual staff, new staff, and team. To acknowledge the incredible work being done across the division, Mr. Pettibon asked the Enrollment and Professional Development Committee to expand the awards program this year. In addition to expanding the number presented in the 3 aforementioned categories, we are also awarding our inaugural awards in 3 new categories: respect and diversity, innovation, and visionary leader. This year, 29 nominations were submitted for these awards, and the quality of the nominations made the task extremely difficult for the selection committee of former students and current staff from outside our division. One selection committee member stated, "These are some incredible people. It was truly a joy to read about their extraordinary efforts." We greatly appreciate each member of our selection committee, who all demonstrated the Aggie core value of selfless service. Today, we honor and recognize a group of individuals who have furthered the mission of our university and our division in extraordinary ways. We will begin with the individual award recipients, who will be recognized in alphabetical order. These awards recognize employees with 2 or more years of service to the Division of Enrollment and Academic Services. Our first recipient is Marcus Cooper, Office of Admissions. Marcus graduated from Texas State University in 2001 with a degree in communications. That same year, he began his career in higher education at Texas Lutheran University. In 2005, he joined Texas A&M. He is currently the Director of Strategic Partnerships. His role includes managing the Advise Texas program, which he helped launch in 2011. This program hires and trains recent Texas A&M University graduates to work as college advisors in predominantly inner-city high schools across Texas. Marcus builds and maintains relationships with state agencies and grant foundations to help foster resources for current A&M students. In addition, Marcus oversees the Brazos Valley recruitment team efforts. His nominator stated, "Regardless of the long days, his energy and enthusiasm have never diminished. He has stated so many times that the work of the advisors fuel him into coming to work every day. He often says, 'No day is the same, no year is the same. We're all in this together.' He has done an outstanding job running Advise Texas, serving over 26,000 high school seniors this past year. Without a doubt, the success of the program is due to the strong leadership, commitment, and outstanding dedication of Marcus Cooper. Marcus says, "Each day I am blessed with a job that allows me to be a lifeline and a support system for the staff I work with. In addition, I get to see those staff members inspire, and educate high school students from across the state. Marcus is married to Julie, who has been teaching elementary school for 19 years. Marcus and Julie are the proud parents of their daughter Addison, who keeps them busy with soccer, cheerleading, and cross country. Marcus's favorite Aggie tradition is the big event. Each year, thousands of students go into the local community to provide a service as a way of thanking the community for their support. The fact that this tradition, which started back in 1982 with only 6 A&M students, now has 110 other institutions who've adopted it, shows the impact Aggies make across the country. Please join me in congratulating Marcus Cooper. Marco Cortez, Data and Research Services. Marco is a lead data analyst for Data and Research Services. He has been with Texas A&M University for more than 6 years. In 2003, he graduated from the University of Texas at Pan American with a bachelor degree in computer science. He uses his programming and analytical skills to develop solutions in data reporting and to help resolve data processing issues. Prior to joining the staff at Texas A&M, he worked in the private sector for 7 years. He described starting his job at Texas A&M as an unexpected breath of fresh air, and he says it remains extremely fulfilling to this day. The people that I work with on a daily basis are absolutely wonderful and help make the job that much more satisfying. His favorite part of the job is solving problems, whether it's fixing issues or developing new solutions for unique requests. His nominator wrote, "Adaptability defines Marco's career at Texas A&M. When he started, he had never worked with the Tableau software. He quickly became the go-to person in DARS for Tableau. As a reporting unit, DARS can be faced with tight deadlines and stress can be high. Marco takes all of this in stride, staying calm, ready to meet the challenge. Anticipating the need for greater efficiency, he developed techniques for handling data updating dashboards. By virtualizing the view of the data and allowing the data to refresh without the need for modifying the dashboard itself. Marco lives for his family, which include his beautiful wife and 2 sons. In his free time, he enjoys traveling, hiking, tennis, basketball, and family board games. Please join me in congratulating Marco Cortez. Our next recipient is Darrell Jones, Academic Affairs, Business Services. Darrell is a business administrator 1 for Academic Affairs, Business Services, and has worked for Texas A&M for more than 13 years. Her nominator wrote, Darrell's experience in accounts payable and reconciliations allowed her to quickly excel through many titles in Academic Affairs Business Services. Darrell oversees the reconciliation process for all 800-plus operating accounts each month, and under her leadership, the team has met or exceeded their deadlines for more than 2 years. This is just one example of Darrell's relentless commitment to excellence and service. The Office of Graduate Studies, one of Darrell's strategic partners, described her as knowledgeable and responsive and added that she consistently provides excellent customer service. Darrell and her husband Dan have been married for 33 years. They met at Continental Airlines when she was a flight attendant and he a pilot. They have 2 sons, Kobe and Caleb. While her sons were growing up, Darrell described herself as blessed to be a stay-at-home mom. After her eldest son got his driver's license, Darrell mentioned her desire to return to the workforce to a friend who worked in admissions processing. A temporary part-time position was available, and before the end of the temporary job, a full-time position in the Office of Admissions was offered to Darl. A member of the inaugural AABS team, she has worked for the department for 10 years. Darl describes her work experience as comparable to having a 13-year degree from A&M, starting with the basics and getting to where she is now. Silver Taps is Darl's most meaningful Aggie tradition. She added, "Although it is a somber ceremony, it is a time to give honor and remember Aggies that have passed, and to celebrate their lives and accomplishments. It is a reminder of how fragile life can be, and that we should always strive to be good people, the people God created us to be." Darl describes Brandy Kosh and Emily Weirs, who were also part of the AABS Pioneer team, as incredible mentors and supervisors. "I couldn't do what I do without their support. They challenge me and help me to be the best I can be." Please join me in congratulating Darl Jones. Donna Lovell, Academic Affairs, Business Services. Donna has worked at Texas A&M University for 25 years and currently serves as a business administrator and strategic partner. She previously worked for Sterling C. Evans Library and Payroll Services. Donna graduated from Brazos Business College with a certification in business administration and worked several years in retail management before coming to work at Texas A&M. Her nominator wrote, "Donna is flexible and helps each one of her assigned departments to develop an individual method for tracking their expenses and using the department cover sheet. She understands the unique qualities and initiatives of each department and sees her role as helping the department to achieve success in all areas. Her ability to see the big picture makes a positive impact, and she is a leader in AABS. Donna's smile and positive professional attitude bring an energy to our office that is hard to miss." Donna and her husband Matt have 2 daughters, Amanda and Christina, 2 sons, Dustin and Vance, 4 very active and happy grandchildren, and 3 pets. She loves spending time with her grandchildren, gardening, traveling, and crafting a wide variety of stuff. Donna's favorite Aggie tradition is the big event, because students volunteering to complete service projects promotes unity with the surrounding communities and illustrates the Aggie core value of selfless service. Her favorite parts of the job are the people and customer service. She says there is nothing more fulfilling than knowing you have helped make someone's day a little brighter and their job a little easier. Please join me in congratulating Donna Lovell. Sean Shields, Provost IT Office. Sean works for the Provost IT Office on the Web CMS team as an IT Manager 4. He has worked in the field of information technology for 24 years and began his career at Texas A&M in the Office of Admissions and Records Department 16 years ago. Prior to joining Texas A&M, Sean worked in related information technology positions in the corporate and military sectors and served 9 years in the Texas Army National Guard. Sean holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Information Technology, is a certified project management professional, and holds additional certifications in ITIL V3 Foundations and as a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. Sean's nominator wrote, "Over the past 4 years, Sean has led a small team ranging from 2 to 5 staff members that have developed, migrated, redesigned, and maintained more than 120 websites for offices within the Division of Academic Affairs. These websites facilitate daily operations by streamlining the content management process. Increasingly, PEDO clients rely heavily on our skills and services to be able to do their work. Meeting project deadlines and ensuring that everything works properly are two crucial elements of Sean's job. Balancing the demands of clients with the abilities and needs of an IT team is difficult, yet Sean does so elegantly, time and time again. Sean has made significant contributions to Texas A&M University by creating functional, high-performing websites. His work on the Academic Success Center's website redesign helped them earn national recognition. The ASC placed second in the National College Learning Center Association's 2020 Website Excellence Award competition. Sean is supported by his wife, Adrienne, 3 daughters, Addison, Taryn, and Bryn. In his spare time, he plays the guitar and builds, flies, and crashes drones, then rebuilds them again. The 12th man is Sean's favorite Aggie tradition because he says it represents what he feels all A&M staff share, a sincere willingness to suit up, step forward, and be ready to serve when needed. Taking the ideas of clients and coming up with ways to leverage technology and bring them to life is the favorite part of his job. Sean says, we actually get to see the success of our partnerships with clients as their requests manifest physically in the form of a website. You get a sense of immediate gratification to see your clients be successful. Please join me in congratulating Sean Shields. Joel Solis, Office of Admissions. Joel serves as a senior regional advisor at the Texas A&M University Rio Grande Valley Prospective Student Center. In the 19 years he has worked for the Office of Admissions, he has become an expert in the undergraduate admissions process to include freshmen and transfer applicants. His nominator wrote, Joel was one of the individuals responsible for the inception of the Rio Grande Valley Prospective Student Center in 2004. He has created many pipelines, including holding officer positions within the local Aggie Club and building long-term relationships with counselors and administrators in the Rio Grande Valley. He has helped thousands of students from diverse backgrounds become Aggies, and he is still visited by his former students and recruits. He is highly regarded as an individual who goes above and beyond to make Aggies, and he is one of the forever faces of Texas A&M in the Valley. His selfless service and love of Texas A&M make him an invaluable employee. He's the first to volunteer when needed and one of the most loyal and selfless employees to work with. We are very lucky to have him as part of our team. In his spare time, he and his wife of 25 years are active with their 2 sons. Joel serves as a committee chair of Boy Scout Troop 84 in Mission, Texas, and also serves as treasurer of Susanna Smiles, and he sits on the planning committee of Spina Bifida 250, which focuses on fundraising for spina bifida in Texas. Joel is a proud member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2001, but he is most proud of his sons, Diego, who is a Life Scout working toward Eagle rank, and Adrian, who is a first-class scout. Joel is grateful for the chance the Office of Admissions took with hiring a kid a whole 2 months after graduation and giving him a place to call home. It's been one heck of a ride. Joel's favorite Aggie tradition is Aggie Muster. He says, Aggie Muster is probably the primary reason I chose Texas A&M. It exemplifies the Aggie spirit better than any other tradition by ensuring the former student is never, ever forgotten. Once an Aggie, always an Aggie. Even though an Aggie may leave this world, their Aggie spirit lives on forever. As a first-generation college student, Joel says being an admissions counselor has been a precious gift. This gift has allowed him to make a difference in more than 3,000 student lives and their families. Being able to guide and influence others to follow a path less traveled and opening the possibility of a brighter tomorrow is his contribution, his way of giving back. Please join me in congratulating Joel Solis. We will now move into our next category, the New Staff Award. This award recognizes division staff members with less than 2 years of service. Our first recipient is Jerica Douglas, Scholarships and Financial Aid. Jerica is a financial aid advisor in scholarships and financial aid. She started as a temporary employee in June 2019 and became a full-time staff member in September. Jerica graduated with a master's in communications from Southern New Hampshire University in 2016 and completed her undergraduate work at the University of Southern Mississippi in her home state. Jerica is a Mississippi Gulf Coast native. Jerica's nominator said she is consistently seeking to perform all of her duties with excellence. She reviews new FAFSA transactions in a timely and accurate manner. To provide context as to how substantial her improvements have been in this area of the office, before she came on board, it typically took 2 to 3 business days for a new ICER to be reviewed when it populated on one of her reports. Since Jerica took over these duties, she has transformed what is thought of as standard, as new ICERs are now typically processed within 1 business day. This tremendous improvement has had a positive trickle effect and is important for many other processes throughout the office. The efficiency with which she works knocks days off students being able to receive their aid and therefore reduces questions from students. Jerica not only processes these reports quickly, but also with precision, taking extreme care to ensure the office remains in compliance and that student records are accurate. Jerica is an extremely valuable member and asset to our office. It is hard to imagine the team without her. She is talented and hardworking. Away from work, Jerica enjoys spending time with her partner Omar and their son Diego. Jerica's favorite Aggie tradition is the big event, because it is a model of the core value of selfless service. I believe it is more important to give than receive, and what better way to do that than by giving back to the community. Jerica enjoys being able to assist students with paying for college. As a first-generation college graduate, I have experienced firsthand the doors a great education can open, Jerica said. I enjoy making that dream a reality for the students we serve. Please join me in congratulating Jerica Douglas. Brooke Fletcher, Academic Affairs, Business Services. Brooke is a Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist in Academic Affairs, Business Services, and has been a part of the team for almost 2 years. She is a proud Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2017. Brooke says, "When I was growing up, my father encouraged me to go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer. I took his advice into careful consideration when I applied as a transfer student to the history program at Texas A&M. While in school, I worked full-time in HR at the same company as my mother. It was there that I found a passion for recruiting and working with people. Thanks, Mom." We are fortunate that Brooke found her calling. Brooke's nominator wrote, "As I attend meetings with Enrollment and Academic Services departments, I am consistently told how much our customers appreciate Brooke and the care and service she provides to them to successfully hire the best candidates for their positions. This is no small feat, as Brooke manages about 50 positions at various stages of the recruitment process by herself. Brooke brought to life the consistent use of diversity language throughout the hiring process, which was an initiative inspired by the Academic Affairs Climate and Diversity Committee. Brooke helped to ensure the language is applied at all steps throughout the recruitment process for all the positions managed by AABS. In cooperation with Maine HR and the Vice President for Diversity, a standard statement of belief was established and applied throughout the entire university. With this beginning, the university will be seen and known for being a leader in supporting diverse workplace and fostering an inclusive environment. Brooke's effort with this initiative will have far-reaching impacts for our institution into the future. Brooke's favorite Aggie tradition is the Aggie Ring, a tradition that transcends generations. As a human resources professional, Brooke loves the Aggie Ring because it is fantastic for networking. She said, "As a former student, I admire the Aggie Ring as the fruit of hard work and perseverance." Brooke described her job as enjoyable because of dedicated leadership, committed teammates, and wonderful customers. I'm especially thankful for Brandy Kosh, our executive director, and Tara Hunter, our director. They embody and exemplify every Aggie core value. She most enjoys interacting with customers and providing solutions to complex problems. Please join me in congratulating Brooke Fletcher. The new Respect and Diversity Award recognizes a staff member who welcomes, includes, and demonstrates respect for individuals from all groups, including the various characteristics of persons in our community. The award will recognize the effort of staff members to incorporate diversity and inclusion in academic and institutional excellence while highlighting efforts to provide an inclusive campus, equity across the university, while resisting racism, bias, and discrimination. The first recipient of the Respect and Diversity Award is Yesenia Rojas, Scholarships and Financial Aid. Yesenia has been assisting students for more than 18 months as a money education advisor at the Money Education Center, a part of Scholarships and Financial Aid. As the marketing and event coordinator, as well as the center's at-risk student programs coordinator, Yesenia has proven herself to be a service-driven, excellence in work, always adaptable and innovative in her duties. As a first-generation Latina and graduate of Texas A&M, Yesenia understands the particular challenges such students face in college. Additionally, as a money education advisor, she is fully aware that there is $1 million difference in lifetime's earnings between students who graduate and those who do not. Having this experience and knowledge, Yesenia has made it her mission to connect with and help as many first-generation students as possible, to help them understand how to afford college and ultimately earn their degree. In less than 2 years, Yesenia has positively impacted the lives of thousands of Aggies. But much more importantly, she has actively worked to serve students who need help the most. By doing so, she has helped to make our campus more welcoming and supportive to our diverse student population. In this time of nationwide financial stress, particularly as it relates to attending college, it is people like Yesenia who make a real difference. Helping students isn't just her day job. Yesenia also volunteered to become the office staff advisor for a newly formed first-generation Aggies student organization, where she is able to connect with and help even more students. She says that what she enjoys most about her job is that she's able to share financial knowledge with students so they can improve their overall financial wellness. Yesenia's favorite Aggie tradition is the Aggie Ring and Ring Day, because it is a time when we celebrate. She says you can feel the joy and unity on campus. She said that she was able to share her Ring Day with her closest friends and family, and it was a very, very special day. Please join me in congratulating Yesenia Rojas. The new Innovation Award recognizes a staff member at any level in the Division of Enrollment and Academic Services for ideas that result in new initiatives, better customer service, or other improvements and efficiencies within the division to help us reach our strategic priorities. This year's recipient is Martin Rosales, International Student Services. Martin is an international student advisor and technology coordinator for International Student Services. He has been with ISS since January 2019. He completed a bachelor's degree in Asian Studies at Bowling Green State University. After completing his undergraduate degree, Martin taught English in Japan for 3 years. While teaching abroad, he also earned a graduate certificate in teaching English as a second or foreign language. Martin returned to the United States and earned his master's in education with a focus on higher education from Auburn in 2015. He has more than 5 years of experience in international education as a student services coordinator, assistant director, and junior manager across multiple institutions in the field in Alabama and California. His current projects include creating an online international student orientation, implementing multiple third-party software for use by ISS, spearheading ISS's paperless process through Teradata, and enhancing web and distance communication with international students attending A&M. His nominator noted, "Since Martin began at Texas A&M, he has demonstrated a strong commitment to technological innovation. He took the initiative to work on improving the functionality of the Teradata system used to process and archive student-related immigration. Martin took on this massive task in addition to his regular job duties, exceeding expectations both as an advisor and as the unofficial technology coordinator." Although he is unable to be with us today, please join me in congratulating Martin Rosales. The new Visionary Award recognizes an administrator at the director level and above for visionary leadership and demonstrated success in advancing the mission of the division. This year's recipient is Samantha Wilson, Career Center. Samantha joined the Texas A&M University staff in 1992 and moved to the Career Center in 1999 as the Career Coordinator for Sciences. Samantha currently serves as the Executive Director for the office. Prior to this, she served as the coordinator for pre-medical, pre-dental programs, the undergraduate advisor for the Texas A&M College of Science, and an assistant scholastic supervisor for the Texas A&M Athletic Department. Before joining the staff at Texas A&M, Samantha worked in industry and research. Throughout her career, Samantha has participated in numerous organizations, including the National Association of Advisors for the Health Professions, National Academic Advising Association, Texas Health and Bioscience Institute, National Association of Colleges and Employers, and Southern Association of Colleges and Employers. She has presented at regional and national conferences. A visionary throughout her career, Samantha organized the inaugural Sciences Career Fair. Since that time, the Career Center has grown by leaps and bounds, now facilitating 7 separate career fairs. Samantha leads by example and is a person that exemplifies outstanding customer service, integrity, innovation, diversity, adaptability, and genuine leadership. An example of her out-of-the-box thinking is her assistance with creating the Career Closet, whose mission is to enhance the professionalism of Texas A&M students while alleviating the financial burden associated with launching a career. She serves as the primary advisor of the Career Closet. Through this organization, any A&M student can rent a quality suit for only a $5 dry cleaning fee. Since its launch, more than 1,000 students have been served and nearly 2,500 suits have been rented. She has always been supportive of pilot programs whenever a staff member wants to try something new, encouraging people to try. Examples include creating a kiosk check-in process to alleviate long lines at interview check-in, using QR codes to check in for appointments, using Simplicity Hire Aggies for career day explorations, and virtual career fairs, virtualizing each interview room so students have a professional space to speak with recruiters. Examples of her visionary mindset include pivoting the Career Center to be 100% virtual in a few short weeks during the pandemic. Not only did she lead the process, she laid the foundation over the years so that it would always be incredibly successful. Samantha is a first-generation American and first-generation Aggie who discovered and fell in love with Texas A&M when she was in the 6th grade, by watching an Aggie Band halftime performance with her mom and dad. She earned both her undergraduate and graduate degrees from Texas A&M. Samantha's husband is an Aggie, class of '87, and her son is currently a sophomore, class of 2023. Beyond all this, Samantha is a loyal, authentic, caring, and genuinely kind-hearted woman, and I'm proud to call her my friend. Please join me in congratulating Samantha Wilson. Our final category celebrates our Team Award recipients. This award recognizes teams for commitment to excellence through outstanding customer service, leadership, initiative, and responsible stewardship. Ideally, a team should be a group of individuals who collaborate to accomplish a unique task, create a new process, or display exceptional teamwork for the betterment of Texas A&M. This year, we're recognizing 2 outstanding teams from our division. Our first recipient is the Aggieland Visitor Experience Team, which includes Maritza Bailey, Kaylee Castanon, Kelly Hollinger, and Geraldine Talbert. I will tell you a little bit more about each team member, but we will first start by talking about the team. The Appelt Aggieland Visitor Center team provides a first impression of Texas A&M University to prospective students and guests, and a warm welcome and home to former students. But what happens when a pandemic abruptly shuts down your core service? The Visitor Center team reimagined the campus visit, transitioning an immersive in-person experience into a dynamic online one. But change isn't new to this team. During the past year, the team transitioned its business model and rebranded, completed a facility renovation, and navigated external scrutiny for the tour script. By facing every challenge with Aggie ingenuity, they began fall 2020 with improvements in office operations, improved staff morale, and a visible role in making Texas A&M a more inclusive place. Here are a few examples of new programs created by the team aimed to deliver high-quality service. Highly popular monthly Saturday tours provide convenient options for visiting campus. Tours for all admissions recruitment and matriculation events beginning in January 2020. Limited Spanish language tours promote a more inclusive campus tour. Tours for new division employees with plans to scale a university-wide help make Texas A&M a great place to work and play a critical role in creating employee engagement. The Visitor Center commitment to diversity is evidenced in their Howdy Crew tour guides. Through strategic recruitment, the Howdy Crew is more diverse than the general student body. Almost half of the Howdy Crew members identify as non-white, and almost 1/3 are first generation. By sharing their personal experiences, they authentically communicate to underrepresented groups that they too can be happy and successful at Texas A&M. This tiny unit within an extraordinarily large university approaches their work with humility while having an enormous campus impact. And now about the team. Maritza Hernandez Bailey is the program coordinator for the Appelt Aggieland Visitor Center. She oversees group and specialty visits, and she believes every student deserves the opportunity to learn. She has enjoyed working with the Visitors Center team of students on the Howdy Crew for the past 2 years. Maritza holds a master's in library science from the University of North Texas, and she and her family have been a part of the Bryan College Station community for the past 5 years. As an avid reader, she enjoys watching documentaries and spending time with her family. Maritza's experience with all things Aggie is newer, and her favorite tradition is replant. Maritza is an environmentally conscious individual and loves the mission of helping replant new trees while bringing together students in the largest one-day student-led environment service project in the nation. Her favorite part of working in the Visitor Center is working directly with both prospective and current students, as well as working in such a diverse and inclusive environment. Congratulations, Maritza. Kaylee Castanon is currently serving as the Assistant Director for the Aggieland Visitor Center. Her primary duty is supervising almost 80 Howdy Crew tour guides. Other responsibilities include working closely with the Slate team to manage daily visits and special events, assisting with marketing and technical projects, and developing and executing goals and policies to enhance the visitor experience campus-wide. Kaylee has been employed at Texas A&M since 2013 and with the Visitor Center since 2015. She received both her bachelor's and master's degrees from Texas A&M in agricultural communications and education. Kaylee worked at the Visitor Center as a tour guide in graduate school and loves that she has really come full circle on campus. Interacting with prospective and current students every day and introducing them to Texas A&M is the best part of her job. Kaylee is married and they have 2 cats. She and her husband Nick come from huge families. She has 21 total siblings and siblings-in-law. Her favorite Aggie tradition is the century tree. After her husband proposed, she immediately dragged him to the century tree for engagement photos, and they took wedding photos there as well. 2 of her sisters were also engaged underneath the century tree. The Visitor Center has been part of more than a few proposals, and celebrating love on campus has a special place in her heart. Congratulations, Kaylee. Kelly Hollinger. As the Director of Visitor Experience, Kelly and her team and the Howdy Crew enthusiastically welcome thousands of prospective students and families, former students, and partners to Texas A&M. They are the first impression of the university, tasked with showcasing Aggieland's values, transformational education, traditions, and impact through campus tours. Before joining the Visitor Center in 2018, Kelly was the director of the Center for Retailing Studies at the Mays Business School, leading the unit's industry relations, executive conference, research symposia, and high-impact learning experiences for students, including internships, national case competitions, and international travel. She also served on the Career Center's advisory board for 10 years. Kelly is passionate about helping young people develop their potential. She became a Hullabaloo U instructor this fall. Her 20-plus year career with A&M began as an MSc committee advisor after completing her master's degree. She's from Baton Rouge and earned dual bachelor's degrees from LSU's Honors College. She and her husband Craig have 1 daughter. Kelly's favorite Aggie tradition is the big event. She has welcomed several groups to her home for painting and mulching. With many hands pitching in, the work was easy, leaving ample time to share a big pot of jambalaya and fellowship. This tradition embodies community, unity, and selfless service. People remember how you treat them, Kelly said. In a world suffering from unrest and a pandemic, we get to bring energy, joy, kindness, and love for A&M into what we do daily. That's pretty amazing. Congratulations, Kelly Hollinger. Geraldine Talbert is an administrative coordinator. She manages office logistics and the hiring and scheduling of the entire Howdy Crew. She also coordinates recruitment and retention events and activities. She has been with Texas A&M for just under 3 years and with the Visitor Center for a little over 1 year. She lives in College Station with her husband and a dog, and in less than a month, they will be welcoming their first child. As the wife of an Aggie, Geraldine's experience with traditions are not the same as former students would be. Her favorite tradition is the 12th man. Her husband's great-grandfather was on the A&M football team for that fateful game and was one of the injured players. It really brings the tradition home and is very impactful since almost 100 years later, it is still going strong and can be felt by students and visitors alike. Geraldine's favorite part of working in the Appelt Aggieland Visitor Center is being able to work with so many student workers. Having students and staff that are encouraging to each other and visitors is a daily inspiration. Please join me in congratulating the Aggieland Visitor Experience team. Our second Pillars of Excellence Team Award is awarded to The Office of the Registrar Leadership Team, Vanessa Heidick, Melanie Monroe, Nick Pawanka, Sandra Williams, and Laura Zeig. This team is an inspiring example of superior service, excellence initiative, adaptability, and innovative achievements. No matter the task, this team is able to devise a plan and carry it out. Our current COVID-19 pandemic effort is a clear illustration of these skills. Countless hours have been spent strategizing solutions for scheduling, pass-through times between classes, classroom space allocations, online learning designations for courses, adjustments to programs and course coding, early degree awarding, student communication, and much more. One of the foremost components needed to remain viable in today's educational environment is leadership that is well-versed in adaptability and the utilization of technology. Because of the continued research that this team devotes to studying efficiencies and how technology can be leveraged, this office has consistently been able to adjust quickly to the inordinate obstacles brought before them time and time again. It is my pleasure to share more about the team. Vanessa Heidick is our university registrar. She earned her bachelor's and master's of education at Texas A&M. She is mom to Molly and Ben. When not rolling diplomas, handing out degrees at graduation ceremonies, or taking care of her duties as registrar, she loves sports, cold weather, mariachi music, and Maker's Mark. One of her least favorite things is being the center of attention. Her favorite Aggie tradition is the Aggie ring. It's earned, you carry it with you the rest of your life, and it often reveals a bond you have with what might otherwise be a stranger, wherever you might go. Vanessa says the best thing about her job is her team. They are smart, funny, creative, dedicated, supportive, agile, hardworking, and can do absolute magic. Congratulations, Vanessa. Melanie Monroe, Associate Registrar and first generation college graduate. She was born and raised locally in the budding metropolis of Iola, Texas. Melanie earned bachelor's and master's degrees from Texas A&M University after transferring to Texas A&M from Blinn College in Brenham. She has been an employee of Texas A&M for more than 11 years and has worked in higher education for more than 22 years, with time spent at the University of Houston, the University of North Texas, and the Texas A&M University Health Science Center. She has worked in areas of admissions, records, recruiting, advising at-risk students, athletics, and registrar offices. Melanie is married to Tim, and the couple have 3 children, Aubrey, Elena, and TJ. Melanie says she's proud to have had both parents retire from Texas A&M, who combined have given approximately 70 years of service to the university. Her favorite Aggie tradition is the Aggie War Hymn. It's something that others are in awe of when they see crowds locking arms and swaying. I enjoy giving back and sharing my experiences and knowledge to help students, parents, advisors, instructors, and others, Melanie said. As a first-generation student, I relied on the guidance of staff to help me navigate everything from living on campus to applying for financial aid and selecting courses. I found early on that I had a knack and passion for sharing information that can help students with their college experiences. Congratulations, Melanie. Nick Pawanka, Associate Registrar, joined Texas A&M University in September 2012. He graduated from Texas A&M in 2003 with a Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness, and then again in 2005 with a Master in Agribusiness. After working in the agriculture industry for 6 years, he returned to the same office which had employed him as a student to tackle the insane logistics that come with scheduling approximately 20,000 plus class meetings each semester. Nick's favorite Aggie tradition is muster because of the symbolism in recognizing that as a former student, you are always going to be part of the Aggie family. He would be remiss to not state that his second favorite tradition, though, is mugging down with his wife Elizabeth after a fight in Texas Aggie touchdown. In years other than 2020, when he's not creating, recreating, creating, and recreating class schedules and working 22-hour days, he enjoys golfing and traveling with his wife. Congratulations, Nick. Sandra Williams, Associate Registrar, has worked for Texas A&M for 14 years. She received a Bachelor of Science degree in Information and Operations Management from the Mays Business School and is a member of the class of 2001. I am blessed to have had the opportunity to attend this wonderful university. If I were to pick one tradition, it would be muster, Sandra said, knowing that this is one tradition that connects all Aggies around the world each year on this one special day to honor those that have moved on is very special and fills my heart. Sandra says the thing she enjoys most about her job is interacting and communicating with the various departments in the university. Congratulations, Sandra. Laura Zeig, Senior Associate Registrar, earned a Bachelor's of Science in Biology from Texas A&M in 2004. She financed 100% of her college education through part-time work, grants, and student loans. From working as a student employee in the Degree Audit Office in the Office of the Registrar, Laura's strong work ethic helped her land jobs, her first as a transcript analyst too, and improve processes through various areas of the department over the last 15 years. Laura and her husband, Stephen, celebrated their one-year anniversary this week and have been hosting late-night parties since October 29th with their newest family member, Jacob Daniel. He was born 1 week ago. Their four-legged fur baby, Zoe, has also been joining the fun. Understandably, Laura is not able to join us today. Congratulations, Office of the Registrar Leadership Team. Congratulations once again to all of our Pillars of Excellence Award recipients. At this time, we will take a short break and return at 3:30 for our keynote speaker. Thank you.